Morning, good morning. It's about 7:10 a.m. Coming to you from a little bit of a different location. I did not make it to the gym this morning. Uh, we had a long night. We were up at the Phoenix Children's Hospital with Sanaya. She just wasn't breathing too well. Uh, we know that she was going to be okay, and she is, but it didn't make for the best night. So we make the best of our morning and proceed forward. And so that's what I'm gonna do. The There's two really popular questions that's always getting posed to me, and one is how do you stay so positive, and the second question is how do you stay so consistent. There was something that I had read yesterday, and it said faith without works is dead. And I never knew exactly what that meant. I've heard it all my life. It is something that is coined popularly in the New King James Version of the Bible, but faith without works. And I've heard a lot of other parables. Faith the size of a mustard seed. And I have to be honest, the thing that really got me on my consistency wasn't anything from the Bible. It just so happens that I came back full circle to the Bible. It was really other entrepreneurs and other people who had reached levels in their career that they based they based their sound philosophy off a couple things, and one of them was consistency. The other one was self-discipline, and another one was always working harder than what you were getting paid to do. And that in itself has always resonated with me because I got to a point in my life where I said I was tired of living the way that I lived. I wanted something different, and I was willing to burn all bridges behind me in order to accomplish that new goal. And in doing so, decided that I would set out on this journey of consistency. And I would not back down off of that consistency because I had been given guarantees by hundreds of entrepreneurs who had done exactly what it is that I am working towards. And excuse me, I had taken a leap of faith. And that has created the consistency inside of me. And seeing the results that it has given me or and I have received has allowed me to stake my claim and my faith on it that consistency, self-discipline, and doing more work than you get paid for has been revolutionary in my life. The second thing would be, how am I always so positive? My positive outcome, one, comes from reflection on things that I've been through. I've been in some of the darkest holes, darkest dungeons, darkest places in my mind, darkest places physically, that I wouldn't wish on anybody. And I reflect on that, and then I get to look at my kids, and I get to look at my beautiful office I come into, and I get to look at how my life has progressed, how I've progressed, and that reflection allows me to have a sense of thankfulness, and that sense of thankfulness allows me to be positive, because positive weighs a ton, and it pushes you in a great direction. The thing is, even when I start to get down, I can always reflect on what I've done to get me here, and I always have a blueprint to get back there. When I start to get down, I can always rely on the promise that was made to me, not only by entrepreneurs, but really God, and I can get right back up, and I become extremely resilient. I become extremely tenacious in what it is that I am pursuing. And those are going to be the keys to why I am positive. Those are going to be the keys to how I have been consistent. You have to give something its time. I was listening to, there's this white pastor, and I know he was the one that actually swore in President Obama. And somebody might know it. One of the two people who watched this might know who I'm, Rick Warren. And Rick Warren said, faith is a lot like a seed. If you plant it in the ground and you give it time and you tend to it, Whatever it is that you're sowing, whatever it is that you are putting in the ground to seed, will produce crop. Now, if every other day you go out to the dirt because you're not seeing any progress and you dig it up, you stop that progress. You stop that progress in its tracks. You have to give it its time to germinate. You have to give it its time to plant its root system. Then you have to give it its time to start to break through the ground. But if you give whatever it is that you are working towards enough time, you will have a plant. You will have something that will bear fruit for the rest of your life. And that's why I've decided to stay consistent in what I'm doing, is because I know that it takes time. But what comes as a result of planting that seed is so very powerful that it is afterthought to think, is it worth it? It's 100% worth it. But you have to give it time. You can't keep going back out to the garden and digging up that seed, because you're going to slow down its progress. You're going to slow down its germinating growth. So those are the secrets on how I get things going. I'm going to head back into my office. Have a good day. Talk soon.